The following is a presentation of TFNN.
'Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Steve, seriously, you guys are unbelievable. You are doing wonders for all the traders.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that.
The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, TFNN. Welcome to the March 24th, marvelous Monday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools, just simply the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. Hope everybody out there had a fantastic weekend. Welcome back. Let's go check out one of our tools. This is a tool I like to call the triple filter test. Well, it's really not me. You know, in ancient Greece, Socrates was reputed to hold knowledge in high esteem. And one day an acquaintance met the great philosopher and said, "Do you know what I just heard about your friend?" "Hold on a minute," said Socrates. "Before you talk to me about my friend, it might be a good idea to take a moment and filter what you're going to say." Thus, the triple filter test was born. Much like the triple Indy out there, a little bit different. The triple filter test, the filter test goes like this. The first filter in the triple filter test is truth. Socrates said to his acquaintance, "Have you made absolutely sure that what you're about to tell me is true?" "Well, no," the man said. "Actually, I just heard about it." And, "All right then," said Socrates, "so you don't really know whether the story is true or not." Something to think about. Let's try filter number 2, the filter of goodness. Socrates said, "Is what you're about to tell me about my friend something good?" No, to the contrary." So Socrates looked at this man and said, "You want to tell me something bad about my friend, and you're not certain that it's true?" "One last question," Socrates said. "This is what I call the filter of usefulness. Is what you're about to tell me about my friend going to be useful to me?" No, not really." "Well," concluded Socrates, "if what you want to tell me is neither true, nor good, nor even useful, then why tell me at all?" The triple filter test, folks. What a way to live. Truth, good, and useful. Let's go check out the triple filter test of these markets. I'll tell you the truth, something good and something useful. Of course, you can always give us a call at 877-927-6648. Be happy to field your call, take a look at your equity, answer your question, whatever I can do to help. Let's take a look at the futures market right now. Dow futures, they're trading up 36 points out at 16,257. S&P futures up 5 points. They're trading at 1862. NASDAQ futures up about 13, trading at 36.51. King dollar on the move, up about 12 cents right now, trading out at $80.38. Goldilocks on the way back. It's down $18, trading at 13.17. It's been down as low as 13.1450. Silverback a dime right now. It's trading out at $20.20. Light sweet crude, $100. Even Steven right now, it's up 54 cents out here. A quick peek around the globe. Let's see what we've got going on. In fact, we've got a lot of things going around the globe, don't we? We've got the G7 meeting going on over in the Netherlands, right? Over at The Hague, I believe. More closer, I believe. That's closer to Rotterdam than it is to Amsterdam out there. The G7, that makes up Canada, France. That'd be 2, right? You got Canada, France. You got Germany. You've got Italy, Japan, the United States, the United Kingdom. I believe that is the 7 nations being represented there. Now, the G7, of course, they're there for a nuclear summit, so to speak. But the question is, what kind of nuclear summit are they having? Is this going to be a nuclear weapon of economic mass destruction over in Russia, or what is going on there? So you've got that going on. But over in Europe right now, you've got the FTSE trading down 5 points, so that's not tipping its hat at all. The DAX is off 31 points, about 0.3%. Not a big deal. Over in Asia last night, they like things. It was green. If we take a look at the 3 primary indexes that we follow over here, the Nikkei was up 251 points, nearly 2%. Hang Seng was up almost 2% as well, up 409 points. The Shanghai up 19 points, up about 1% out there. Again, our call number is 877-927-6648. Let's take a look at Goldilocks out here. Let's go see what gold is doing. If you're following us, if you're watching us on TigerTV, thanks so much for doing that. You may be listening on your radio or your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, and we appreciate that very much. Of course, you can catch the live stream of this show by going to the homepage at TFNN.com. You'll see a button on the upper right-hand side. It's got 3 little smartphone-ish looking devices. If you click on that, this show will stream live. And, of course, if you like to get these charts in HD, and who wouldn't want to, go check out our Tiger's Den. Now, if we go from the low came in on December 31st out here. Inside of gold, that takes you to the price point of $1181.40. You go from the bottom of that elevator, because that was at the bottom. You take it to the penthouse floor. Well, the penthouse floor inside of gold, that took place here on March 17th as prices rose to a high of $1392.60. You go from the low to the high, and what you'll see is that the first floor on the way down is at the price point of about $1,311, $1,311.90 to be exact. Of course, you know that we just use those numbers as guidelines out there. Volume thus far here this morning, about 88,000 contracts, taking out at this stage here a B point that's got about 200,000 contracts from just a few trading sessions ago on March the 20th out here. We'll see if this is, we're in an area here where, in essence, the price channel line, that's the black diagonal line you're looking at on my screen. In essence, it's been tested or is close to being tested out here. We'll see if this 1312 area can hold inside of gold. What you'd ideally like to see, whether that's today, tomorrow, however this trades, you'd like to see both the 0.382 level hold. That's that 1311-ish range. You'd like to see the bottom of this rising price channel hold. We're either there now or we're getting close to it. And then you'd like to see it close back, I'd say at this stage here, close back above the 200-day exponential moving average. I know you're saying, hey, Steve, what's that price point? That's very simple. Right now, that's factored out at 1331.70. You'd love to be able to see that, because if you see that and you see some conviction behind the move, well, number one, it could set up just simply a move up to the top of the rising price channel. That's one possibility. Where would that take us to? Good question. I don't know, because it just depends on where the time of when gold would hit that area. I would say what we'd be more looking at is this key reversal session here. So let's assume that what we're seeing now, look, a normal retracement inside gold, quite frankly, would be, forget about the rising price channel. That's just one area of potential support. Another area would be gold moving all the way down to 1262 out here. So there's no need to try to call the bottom tick inside, in my opinion. There's no need to try to catch the bottom tick, because what we might have here is just simply the B to a C of a huge A to B equals CD to the upside. When I say huge, well, maybe not necessarily in gold terms, but let's just put this in perspective. We're talking about going from 1181 to 1392. So what is that? That's nearly that's 210 points, right? $210, I should say, out there. So that's a pretty large A to B equals CD. That's why we want to go ahead and we're willing to we don't need to buy that bottom tick out here. We just want Goldilocks to go ahead and prove itself to us. So is it going to be the 0.382? Is it going to be the 0.618? I don't know the answer. I just know what it is that we need to look for. And then the key is, how does gold handle getting above the current swing point out here from March 17th? That is a bearish engulfing key reversal. Any close above 1392 would be bullish, volume or not out there. Just simply breaking through that resistance area would, in fact, be a plus out here. So we'll just wait at this stage to draw in where price would take us to. Let's not do that. Instead, let's focus on where price is moving down to and what it is that we'd be looking at. So, again, that key level here, I would have to say right now, is going to be the 200-day exponential moving average. That's getting above the 1331 level. That would be very bullish. If we go look at silver out here as we speak this morning, silver is trading out at $20.19. Now, that's trading below the level I wanted to see it get down to, which was the top of the consolidation zone. You see, silver had broken through the consolidation with conviction too. By the way, that conviction here being the trading session of February 14th, wide price spread, accelerated volume, had everything. And when it pulled through there, when you typically break a consolidation, you oftentimes you come back and you test that level. Well, in the case of silver, it didn't come back to test that level until it made the measured move, which is equal to or greater than a consolidation. In this case here, it was the greater than the consolidation. Now, if we do the same kind of analysis here, in fact, if we come all the way back, let's go back to the December. Let's do the exact same analysis as we did on Goldilocks. Let's come back to the low that was put in on December 31st as well. Inside of silver, that was $18.72. We go all the way to the high that was put in here in silver. That happened to be February 24th. That was a different date than we saw in gold for sure. Now, the 0.618 level has been hit, like to the penny. Well, not exactly to the penny, but pretty close, pretty darn close to the penny. $20.04 would be the exact number. What we have seen here intra-session thus far is $20.01. 3 pennies away out there. Is that important? No, not really. Now, if in fact, this is what we want to be paying attention. So silver's been weaker than gold, right? So where are we going to learn from? We're going to learn from weakness. We're going to learn from strength. You can learn from both out here. If we take a look at learning from weakness, we want to see how silver handles this 0.618 retracement level. It's dangerous when it gets back inside a consolidation level, because what you don't know here is that, or what can most certainly happen, is moving all the way back down to the bottom of the consolidation box. That takes us in at $19, $18.72, would be the low of the December 31st swing point. I have to say probably about $18.97 more likely. But right now, you've got silver at the 0.618 retracement level. And we probably have maybe even a Gartley buy pattern. Let's take a look at this formation. Let's go draw that in. Well, I know we have one type. Well, I know we have a Gartley buy for sure. Just simply know by seeing the A to B equals CD down and seeing it hit the 0.618 retracement. So if we take a look at that, there's your 0.618 Gartley buy. Now, what do you need to see here? You need to see some type of reversal signal. Not necessarily today, but we need to see some type of reversal signal. If we don't, what does that mean? That's right. That means that you move down to the 0.786 area, which in the case of silver would be about 1950, 1946 to be exact out there, and that would form a 0.786 Gartley buy. So you've got silver here hitting the 0.618 retracement. You've got an A to B equals CD down. What we don't have here yet is a reversal signal. We do see a reversal signal from weakness out here. I imagine what we're going to see is the same kind of reversal signal inside of Goldilocks. Whereas if we see failure, we're going to see a deeper retracement inside of silver. And in the case of gold, and look, moving down to the 0.786 level, that's not such a big deal. Well, it's a big deal if you're long and you didn't take any profits out there, but it's not such a big deal if you're looking to be able to get long inside of high-ho silver. So that covers the metals out there, of course, with the G7 meeting. The real question is, I think the real question is, not what's going on inside of silver or gold, but what's going on in that black liquid, that Texas tea out there, light sweet crude. When we get back, we'll go take a look at light sweet crude. It's trading out at $100.09. That seems to me to be the weapon of mass destruction, economic-wise, that maybe the G7 could try to team up on and figure out. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. No movement here in the futures market. So let's go take a look at the light sweet crude Texas tea out here right now. It's trading at $100.15, and so from a I don't know, a political standpoint, who knows whether or not the G7 is going to try to come up with anything. If we were going to try to speculate on something that they potentially could pull together on and put a little bit of maybe turn some screws on Putin over there. I know I could figure it out. You'd think maybe it might come from the oil complex out here. And so what we can do is we can just simply pay attention to light sweet crude. There's a possibility that we're looking at light sweet crude right now forming A to B equals CD to the downside. What we do know about light sweet crude is it broke its nice rising price channel with a wide-ranging bar to the downside. That took place on March the 5th out there as it broke that rising price channel. If you're following along with us on Tiger TV, you're clearly inside of the den. Now, the A to B leg has been made of the A to B equals CD to the downside. That A leg coming up at the high of March the 3rd out there at a price level of 105.22. The B leg out here is going to be the swing point low from March 17th. That low out there is 97.37. So it's a pretty nice move out here. What you're seeing now is you're seeing gold trade a bit higher. Down here at these lows, so down at the B point, which you also had form on March 18th is a nice bullish engulfing candle as well, and some follow-through on that very next session. So that says that if we were to see, and what's nice is you could probably play this a couple of different ways. One way, because we're not that far off of the bottom or the low, the B point, the low, that's really what I'm referring to on March 17th. That again being at 97.37 here at $100.18. Light sweet crude could trade down there in a sneeze. If you were to see a close below that level, and we're to see that here over the course of the next couple of days while they kind of get their ducks in a row out there, what you could do is you could jump on that trade to the short side as a momentum play out there. Another possibility, would be to try to short it here, but I think there's so much that'd be Stevie's speculation, and I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to take that trade out here, But the C point right now that we're taking a look at is the high from March 20th, and light sweet crude is approaching it. That's $100.82 out there. If we take a look at the retracement here, if we go from the high down to the low here, the most recent, what you'll see here, where in fact light sweet crude is trading into is that 0.382 retracement level. So if the highs here from a couple trading sessions ago, that being $100.82, if they're not taken out, what's actually pretty cool about this trade is if we take a look at the potential for this A to B equals CD to the downside that would form out here, it'll take light sweet crude down to not just $92.98, which would be expected. It'll take it down to $90.83. Now, this happens to be the continuous contract that we're looking at on my screen out here. I believe I've got the weekly chart or the monthly chart. Let's go see if I've got that here. Well, I can turn it into that if I want. Yeah, let's take a look at this weekly chart out there. And the other thing, so we're taking a look at a price projection here. The 1-to-1 takes you to 92.97. What I'm curious about, 92.97, if we take a look at the weekly chart out here, that would break through the bottom of this rising price channel, which has been in essence in effect since 2009. If we really take a look at light sweet crude and we focus more on the low, more on the bottom here, you can see a nice gradual rising price channel that, for the most part, with the exception of the time frame in February of 2011 through, you'd have to say, August of 2011, for about that 6-month time period here. And I don't know what was going on during that. And I'm more concerned about the low here. That's really, not that I'm concerned, it's one that we want to be paying attention to, is because the $92 level, well, let's just take a look at it. We can form this A to B equals CD on a weekly chart as well. It would look kind of like, let's see if I can do this now, blow it up on my screen up. So it probably looks like about that. So there's about your 92.90. You can see that pushing through there would actually, at least at a minimum, pierce that rising price channel. And if you were to see light sweet crude close below that, we haven't seen a close below that rising price channel, well, since 2009, right? Since that began out there. Boy, that would be saying that you'd probably be looking at not just, you'd at least be looking at $90.83, maybe $88. So that is most certainly a speculative play out there. And what I'm suggesting is that we watch it because what we want to do is on a daily chart, I think that we're close enough into this 0.382 level that if it breaks to the downside, I think there's potentially a ton of momentum to get on the short side of light sweet crude. Right now, we've got Dow futures up 51 points. They've just jumped on the news that Stevie was talking about a short in light sweet crude. What do you think about that? Not much. 877-927-6648. Be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Andy Hecht will be hosting his first paid workshop on TFNN, the Techno-Mental Trading Method, which is taking place Friday, March 28th from noon till 3:30 Eastern Time. Relying on his decades of experience as a professional commodities trader for some of the largest and most well-respected firms in the business, Andy will be teaching for 3 full hours discussing the application of the technomentals he uses when trading commodities, futures, inter and intra-commodity spreads, commodity-related stocks, ETFs and ETNs, and related options, and much more. You'll receive an added bonus of a quick reference guide that Andy has put together for everyone that attends that breaks down the U.S. traded commodity-based ETF and ETN products available to you as a trader. The Techno-Mental Trading Method, Friday, March 28th from noon till 3:30 Eastern Time. This workshop will be archived so that if you can't attend live, you can view it whenever you'd like on demand for 30 days. For all the details and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow up 61 points, trade out at 16,364. S&P up 550, trade at 1872. Composite up 6 points, trade at 42.82. Russell 2000 up $2.50, trade at 11.96. We got Apple on the move here this morning. It's up $6 and change, up a little over 1%. Microsoft up 25 cents. Another strong day in Microsoft, up 0.6%. Cisco up about 0.75%, up 7 pennies. Leading the charts, the upside on fire here is New Skin. It's apparently got some thick skin out here. It's trading up it's trading up at $94. That's up 25%. We'll check in on that. I mentioned Apple up $6. Stratasys, the 3D company, participating in the move here this morning, up $3.50. Herbalife up $3.50. Forest Labs up $2.40. Visa up. We're going to take a look at Visa. Visa had some volume pushing into the highs on Friday. That was a real positive for the Dow out here. So not a surprise to see the Dow pushing higher. You've also got IBM pushing the upside right now, up $2.50 out here. So between Visa and IBM, it's number one and number two, I believe, out there inside of the Dow. Procter & Gamble up $1 to the downside here. Ooh, we got to check out Tesla. It's off about $6. Don't know. Remember, we got that potential for the island, or it has the potential for that island reversal. So I don't know if it was a gap down this morning. We'll check in on that. Netflix is off $6 this morning. Alexion Pharmaceuticals, those biotechs getting nailed on Friday. Alexion Pharmaceuticals having some follow through to the downside. It's off about 2.5%, down $4. Haemonetics, HAE, that's off about 250. It's off about 6%. Celgene down $1.25. That's not a big deal out there. Biogen is off $1. Not a big deal there. Trading out at 316. Gilead Sciences, so it must be the IBB, having some trouble again here this morning. 877-927-6648. Boy, where are we going to get the message in the markets out here? I think we're going to get we got a little contrast going on. So you got the Dow moving higher. You've got the NASDAQ futures really doing nothing. They are just, now that's certainly, primary result, you'd have to say there, because of what's going on inside the biotechs. But if we do take a look at what the NASDAQ futures here are doing, we can see a nice formation of a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. Now, this Gartley sell, now the cool thing about this pattern here, both to the upside and to the downside here, you've got the NASDAQ, which is the weak link out here. So how about that? What has been the strength in the marketplace is now the weak link out here, versus what has been the weak link, which has been the Dow. We'll go check that out. It wants to attack those December 31st highs out there. It wants to say, hey. It wants to just say, hey, you guys have done it. I want to do it too. Now, can the Dow head north and the NASDAQ head south out here? You can see the pressure if you're watching this on TigerTV that is going on inside the NASDAQ right now. The composite itself is just turned slightly red out here. So you can see a battle truly between the bulls and the bears. Now, at the NASDAQ, it's a 120-minute chart that we're looking at, by the way. Formed a real nice Gartley sell pattern. It did that here on the trading session, made the high at 6 o'clock in the morning. That was on March 19th, and we saw the first move down, which was a 0.382 retracement. I'm going to assume that this 4 p.m. candle, that was during the Yellen press release during that time period out there, but only made a 0.382 retracement. And what we saw on Friday was we saw a move up, and we saw a move up right into resistance of that 0.786 level, 3705-ish or so. And so you can see remember, every Gartley pattern has got 5 different outcomes. Outcome number 1, the 0.382 retracement. Well, we saw that take place. Outcome number 2, the 0.618 retracement. Well, we saw that take place on Friday going into the closeout here. That price level, I can't even see it, about 36.41 is the 0.618 retracement. You're trading at 36.39. So can the strong hands, which has been the composite, a wider breadth, a wider swath of the marketplace, looks like so it's made its second outcome. What's the third outcome? Yes, the 0.786 level, 36.24. You're trading at 36.36. Looks like it's going to hit that here post-haste. And what's the next outcome? Number 4, the move of a move, getting down to 36.02. And finally, it's where the sell point in this case here actually turned into the C point of a larger A to B equals CD to the downside. So that's what's going on inside the NASDAQ futures right now. The NQ, if we take a look at the ES Mini, we look at the ES Mini, you can see nice little rising price channel. It's trading inside this consolidation. On Friday, we noted what? We noted a resistance out here. In fact, I think I gave it to you to the T out here. We saw a price move up to 1876.75. That was at 10 o'clock. So as we were closing out the Trader's Edge show out there, what we noted was what? That price was running right up against resistance of a consolidation box out here. And it tried to bust it for a period of, 4 hours. For 4 hours, in essence, about 4 hours, it tried to bust through that area. It couldn't. Finally, at noontime, it unleashed to the downside out there. Now, when it unleashed to the downside, it was able to push down into what we can see now is a potential support area of a little bit of a rising price channel out there. If we see it close below that, then what does that set up? Well, number 1, when you're traveling inside, just like a silver, just like we looked at silver earlier this morning, when you travel inside a consolidation zone, well, in the case of silver, it broke through it and came back in. In the case of this 120-minute chart for the S&P futures, well, it hasn't really broke through it, right? So if you're traveling with inside the consolidation box, it can always head all the way back down to the bottom. And it's a beauty because it's a 50-point consolidation. So the first clue that maybe it's going to head down to the bottom of the consolidation box is what? It's going to be breaking this little short-term rising price channel coming off of the lows back here on March the 16th. Now, other competing areas in the elevator is going from the low here at 8 o'clock in the evening on March 16th inside the ES Mini. That's 1823.50 all the way to the high that came in at 10 o'clock in the morning. That was on Friday. What you will see is 1844 becomes your 0.618 retracement. So if, in fact, the ES Mini is able to break through this level, 1844, in my mind, would be the next target level. That would get you back down to the Janet Yellen lows from last week out there. So that's what's going on inside of the S&P futures contract. So it makes it easy for us to watch and figure out what's going on. If we take a look at the Dow here, right now, you got the Dow is up 47 points. Boy, that composite is just trying to push things lower. It doesn't even care that Apple is up $5 this morning. But right now, inside of the Dow, you've got a potential A to B equals CD to the upside out here. That would take you into the 16,470 level, which would get you, I believe that would get you back towards the December 31st high out there. Right now, we just got a Dow that is just simply moving sideways, but it's got its work cut out for it because you now got the Russell 2000 as well as the NASDAQ Composite, which has got, 3,500 issues with inside it, something like that. That is just slightly negative out there. Let's go check out some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's start with what's popping to the upside. You've got New Skin Enterprises. Let's come back to that in a moment. I just want to take a look at, real quickly here, I want to take a look at Tesla, just in case it did form that island reversal. No, it did not. It did not. I'll put this up on the chart here, and then we'll go back and take a look at Nu Skin. So what I was looking for inside of Tesla, in fact, is now looking more likely that this will not form a island over time out here and just be a normal pullback, a normal retracement. Now, we saw that Tesla broke out on February 25th out here, did it with big volume, wide price spread, accelerated volume, 32 million shares, pulled back into this breakout session on Friday with only 8.2 million shares out here. Now, it is inside the gap. There still is a bit of a gap out here, so there still is that potential for an island reversal. What would need to take place in order for that to occur? Number one, today you would need to see the 218.36 level. You'd need to see that not get pierced at all, not even by one little second out here, one little penny, I should say, not second. Right now, the intersession low 220.70. So that high of 218.36, as long as that doesn't get pierced, and if you were to see a gap down tomorrow, that would form the island. But to me, as I look at this, it doesn't look like that's what's going to be the case out here. It just looks like it's going to go ahead and close the gap, pull back. Now, where can it pull back to? Well, inside Tesla, it could easily pull all the way back down to the breakout session from January 14th out there, and that's in the 136 to 162 range out there. So that's what's going on inside of Tesla. Let's go back here. Let's take a look at Nu Skin, NUS is the ticker symbol. Let's go see. As I recall, this thing had broke down pretty good, so let's go see what this is trading into. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that most definitely broke down pretty well, and it's trading off of its session highs out here. So Nu Skin broke down. Let me get rid of those moving averages, just clean up the chart altogether. So you can see here, if you're taking a look at Nu Skin, volume off of the highs, big time volume off the highs, made a high on January 13th, 140.50 was the high out there. Gaps down 2 sessions later with 10 million shares. And then, of course, big volume to the downside, 23 million shares. That was on January 16th. So this is a damaged stock, big time. This morning on the gap up, a nice move up, and it's still trading. No, it's not even trading inside the gap. So at this stage here, it's setting up this as your resistance line. And you want to see that tested, at least 3 times. So today is the first test. And that line being the high of the January 16th candle session out there, 95.83, and that's what's going on inside of Nu Skin. Let's go take a look at Apple, see what it is doing. It's up about $6 this morning, 5.82 as we speak right now. Let's see what Apple is trying to trade into, and then we'll go back to Visa. We'll just stay inside this little worksheet area here for a bit so we can take a look at a number of these equities. So Apple this morning gapping up. Again, Apple looking at if it can clear the resistance area. That resistance area, by the way, being about the 545.75 mark out there. What Apple can easily do is move up to the 573.46 and complete its A to B equals CD to the upside. Now, Apple does have a island reversal bottom pattern out there, so that is very bullish. We'll see if it can maintain that. This morning here, up with a volume of about 2.2 million shares, trying to take out a little bit of a downdraft that had 9.2 million shares from March the 13th. We'll see if Apple can get any legs out here, but this should have some pretty good support. Just before it gets to the island low, so about 515 area. Right now, it's trading at 538. As I said, I want to stay inside of here. If we take a look at Visa. So on Friday we had options expiration, but what Visa was doing, it actually let's put this line across here. So Visa has a swing point, and the reason we want to look at Visa is because it is the number one weighting inside of the Dow. So Visa had a swing point that had formed back on January 21st out here, and that had 4.9 million shares. And you can see now, you got a couple different things to look at inside of the Visa chart. As you know, if you've been listening in on the shows 9 to 10 or 10 to 11, every time that we have taken a look at Visa, what we've identified here is a significant area of resistance, which was set up by the gap down, the downdraft from between January 23rd and January 24th. And what we're using this red line here. We're really drawing a red line here. That's the red line of the lows from January 23rd at 227.66 out there. And you can see even on Friday, what's interesting is what Visa was able to do was able to push higher with accelerated volume. 9.5 million shares out there, pushing into a swing point, its all-time high swing point from January 21st. It only has 4.9 million shares. But look how strong that resistance line is. You saw it close, not at its session lows or what have you, but towards the session lows. Take a look at how strong that resistance line is, that red line going across our screen out here. So if you were to see Visa close above that being the price of $227.66, in my opinion, that would be very bullish. That would be a total change in polarity at this stage here. That polarity is to the downside because it cannot break through resistance, even though it pushed into that swing point with volume. So that's what's going on inside of Visa. If we take a look at IBM, see what IBM is doing here, it's trading up this morning. Now, in the case of IBM, it's trying to take on a swing point, potential B point of an A to B equals CD to the upside, and that would be the price level of March 7th's high, 188.92. Now, that's got 4 million shares there. On Friday's session, again, the options expiration, it was pushing into that level of 12.5. So I think today's volume is more important even than Friday's out there. Again, a close today above a price point of 188.92. That would be bullish. That level's been tested already this morning. We've seen IBM trade up to 189.44. Out there, you're trading at 188.65, so you're not trading above the B point. But if you were able to get above there with more than 4 million shares, in the case right now, IBM's traded 640,000 shares, so it's done pretty well from a volume standpoint out there. That would set up an A to B equals CD to the upside. And more important than that is if you can close above this 0.786 Gartley sell that's been in place since or formed on January 7th out there, that price point is 190.35. So that's what's going on inside of IBM. Let's take a look at Microsoft, see what Microsoft here is doing. So Microsoft, having completed its measured move of its 4-point consolidation range, now let's see if this has taken out the B point with volume. The B point here is the trading session from December the 4th out there. Let's draw a line across the screen. We'll use a red color out here. That high is 38.98. There were 51 million shares when it made it. It's got a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. We'll go complete that when we get back from this breakout here. Right now, the Dow's up 36. Everything else is slightly green or slightly red to majorly red, that being the composite. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 51. S&P is just slightly green. It's up $1 right now. The NASDAQ futures, that's where we're seeing the real weakness in the market. It's off 21 points right now. Russell 2000 is down about $3.50. It is off It's trading out at 1190. Now, interestingly enough, is the New York Stock Exchange. It's up 25 points. We've got 507 net advancing issues out here. So the benchmark that you're going to want to be paying attention to today, the bears are presumed to still have control of the market. The price oscillator is below zero. Summation index ticked down again on Friday. However, that'll change. That'll reverse course today. If you were to see 949 or more, maybe it's 950, I don't recall the exact number. Somewhere around 949, 950 net advancing issues. You're at 505 right now. So the wider swath of the market, which would be the New York Stock Exchange, is up 25 points out there. So that's got to make you say, something to think about. Now back to Microsoft out here. We can see an A to B equals CD. That has formed. That has confirmed. That is in the process of completing. The A point on this, you take your September 5th low out there, $30.95. That's your A point. Your B point is the swing point from December 4th. It comes back into the consolidation level, test the consolidation. This is what we were looking for, or what we are looking for in the case of silver to do out here, where you've come back into the consolidation or testing the consolidation. In this case here in Microsoft, it's the low of 34.63, 1-to-1. A to B equals CD to the upside. Inside of Microsoft will take you to $42.65. So it looks like it's got about another $2.30 left in it to go ahead and complete that pattern out there. If we take a look at this on a little bit longer term basis out here, let's look at Microsoft on a weekly chart. Boy, it's up above a resistance level. So you've seen a total change in polarity inside of Microsoft. And what I'm doing, folks, is I'm coming back to the area of June of 2001. June of 2001, if you take a look at the red line that is going across my screen, that has acted as a resistance area. So it's been resistance for a long period of time, right? And now in the case of Microsoft, it's well above that area. Let me go ahead and, I guess I just get rid of that line. Let me go ahead and can always draw that back in. If we go take a look at the 1999 high inside of Microsoft, that would be $59.63. Well, and all this stuff has been adjusted for any splits or what have you. But if we come back here to Microsoft, actually the high looks like, what is that high out there? Get the number. Yeah, 59.31 looks like, or 59.97 is the number, all the way down to the low that was put in 2009. Yeah, 42.74 is your 0.618 retracement level. So that 42-ish range, 42.74 on the is the 0.618, and on the daily chart it was 42.65. So you can clearly see that is going to be a magnetic area for Microsoft out there. Let's go back and take a look at the 120-minute chart here for the NASDAQ, see what it is doing out here. Let's see what kind of pressure is in the market. That was the Dow futures. Let's look at the NASDAQ futures out here. You can see the ES Mini testing that rising trend line out here. 1852, by the way, is also very strong support inside of the ES Mini out there. Hey, we didn't even talk today about the currencies, the euro yen. I guess we'll save that for the second hour. You can see the third outcome, the 0.786 retracement level, 36.24. That's been hit by the NASDAQ futures, and it has bounced off of that level. So we know we've got the fight between the bulls and the bears. The bulls are hanging out inside of the Dow. The bears are hanging out inside of the NASDAQ composite. We'll see who's going to win this battle out there. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're off to start your Monday, have a terrific day out there. Have a marvelous Monday. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, or maybe in about 8 to 10 minutes. Take care, folks.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.